Hello, Wake Forest and Vandy and Stanford. I'm going to be reading your ELA packet for this week. Today we're going to do drip, drop, roots on top. And before we do that, we're going to take some deep breaths using our Huberman sphere. So sit up straight. Remember, you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. That has helped calm down your brain. We're going to start on the page that says listen and learn asking questions. I'm going to be reading today and I want you to follow with your finger. My mouse is right here underneath the word A. I'm going to follow with my mouse and I want you to follow with your finger. A key detail is an important piece of information. Asking and answering questions can help you find key details. If I'm reading a little bit too fast for you, I want you to move your finger like this instead of word to word to word. Just move it a little bit faster so you can follow with me. Here is how you find key details. Ask a question. Begin the question with one of these words: who, where, what, why, when, how. Look for the answer to your question. You can find it in the words or in the text features. When you ask questions about what you read, answering your questions helps you understand the text. So for example, when we read our grand readers at school, or I don't remember the last reader that we had, but when we read any of our readers and then we answer questions about the text, it helps our brains remember and focus and learn more about what we just read. So we're going to do that today. When we're reading, we can ask ourselves questions using these question words to help our brain be thinking about what we're reading. So for example, if I was reading a story about a pig that lived on a farm, I could use the question word where and say, where does the pig live? And then I could look in my story and know that the pig lives on the farm. I could also use the question word why. Why does the pig live on the farm? And I could look in my story to find the answer. So let's go to our first page of the story called Drip, Drop, Roots on Top. And I want you to make a prediction. Do you think this story is going to be fiction or nonfiction? Remember, fiction means fake, and nonfiction means real. So look at the first picture that we see. Does that look like fiction or nonfiction? Nonfiction, you're right. It looks like nonfiction because why? Because it's real. Yeah, I see a tree, I see roots, I see water coming down. Those are real things. This is written by Kimberly Feltz Taylor. Give you a second to turn to the first page of the story. You are in a rainforest. The air is warm. Rain falls hard and fast. Soon the rain stops. But the air still feels wet. Will it rain again? Yes, it will. This is life in the rainforest. I'm going to use a question word and ask a question. Why does the air feel wet? I want you to answer. It feels wet because if you're looking in your story, you're making a good choice. That's a smart choice. Yeah, it feels wet because it just rained. Let's look at the caption. The caption is underneath the picture and it tells us information about the picture. It says a rainy day in a rainforest. Next page. Drip tips and raincoats. Have you ever been soaked by the rain? Your clothes get wet. You need to dry off. This word, Miss Buccetti told us last week, but the words that are gray, that means it's a vocabulary word. It's a new word. So what do you think soaked means? Use your context clues. What did we read in the sentence? Yeah, soaked means when you get really wet. This says your clothes get wet. You need to dry off. So soaked means that you get really wet. Plants need to dry off too. Plants can die if they get too much rain. Drip tips can help. A drip tip is a pointy end on a leaf. Rain drips off the pointy part. The leaf dries off. Leaves with pointy drip tips. Next page. You can wear a raincoat to stay dry. Some plant leaves make a waxy coating. This coating is like a raincoat. It stops water from soaking into the leaf. Splat, 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 rain falls. The raindrops roll across the smooth, shiny coating. They slip and slide off the leaf. The leaf dries off. Raindrops rolling off a waxy coating. That is the caption. The caption tells us what about the picture? Tells us information. Roots get food. Many plants have roots below the ground. The roots grow far down. They are hard to see. The roots absorb or soak up food from the soil. What does absorb mean? It tells us right here in the sentence, absorb or soak up. When we see that word or, that means that this soak up means the same thing as absorb. So absorb means to soak up. I also see this gray word. This gray word, that means it's a new word. What is soil? Soil is dirt. It's what is underneath grass, underneath the trees, where the roots grow, where you can plant plants. The food is from dead plants and insects. The dead things fall apart and sink deep into the soil. What is this called, the information below the picture? A caption. In a rainforest, roots peek out of the dirt. Some roots even stay above the ground. Why? Roots stay on or near the top because the food is there. Dead plants and bugs wash away before they can sink into the soil. Roots need to stay on top of the soil to absorb this food. Roots above ground. My goodness, what do all those roots look like? They remind me of something. What do they remind you of? Snakes. That looks like a bunch of snakes on the ground. Next page. Trees and plants live with a lot of rain in the rainforest. Plants stay dry with drip tips and waxy coatings. Roots soak up food before it washes away. Plants and trees survive in their rainy rainforest home. What does survive mean? Survive means to stay alive, you're right. What do humans need to survive? Humans need food and water and shelter and oxygen. Point to the caption. Good, you're right. This is the caption. It says plants and trees in a rainforest. All right, here's our first question. It says, which picture shows what the weather is like in a rainforest? These are icicles on the branches. Are there icicles in the rainforest? Picture B shows sun, lots of sun. Is that a picture of the rainforest? Or picture C with lots of rain? Is that a picture of the rainforest? Next to question 1, it tells us for page 1 of passage. So we're going to go back to the page 1 to find our answer. What did it tell us? Yeah, it told us that rain falls hard and fast. So which picture matches what the story says? Circle your answer. Circle the picture. This one, C, B, or A. Let's go to question 2. Which sentence tells how drip tips help a plant? A, drip tips help rain soak the leaf. B, drip tips are pointy ends of the leaf. Or C, drip tips help water fall off the leaf. What words should we look for in the story? What are we asking about? Yeah, we're asking about drip tips. So let's go look for drip tips. How they help the plant. Drip tips. Where is it? Oh, I see drip tips in this subtitle. A subtitle is all these black titles at the top. They're like little titles inside the big book. So the main title was on the first page, and these are subtitles. They're smaller titles in the book. Okay, where does it say drip tips? Put your finger where it says drip tips. Drip tips can help. A drip tip is a pointy end on a leaf. Rain drips off the pointy part. The leaf dries off. So let's go back to our question. Which sentence tells how drip tips help a plant? A, drip tips help rain soak the leaf. B, drip tips are pointy ends of the leaf, or C, drip tips help water fall off the leaf. Circle the answer you think is right. Question 3. How do a leaf's coating and tip help the plant survive in the rain? A, they dry off the plant. B, they slip and slide off the leaf. Or C, they stop rain from falling on the plant. What should we look for in the story? You were asking about the leaf's coating. Let's look for the leaf's coating. How does it help the plant survive? Where did it talk about the coating? Oh, raincoat. Yeah, that's where it talked about it. So go to the page where it says you can wear a raincoat. Okay. You can wear a raincoat to stay dry. Some plant leaves make a waxy coating. This coating is like a raincoat. It stops water from soaking into the leaf. Splat, splat, splat. Rain falls. The drops roll across the smooth, shiny coating. They slip and slide off the leaf. The leaf dries off. Okay, let's go back to the question. Question 3. How do a leaf's coating and tip help the plant survive in the rain? A, they dry off the plant. B, they slip and slide off the leaf. Or C, they stop rain from falling on the plant. Circle what you think is the right answer. Question 4. What does the word absorb mean? A, fall apart. B, grow down. Or C, take in. Let's go look for the word absorb in our story. Where does it say absorb? Oh, I found it. Go to the page with a tree on it. The roots absorb or soak up food from the soil. So absorb means what? Soak up. So let's go see which answer matches for question 4. Fall apart, grow down, or take in. Soak up means something is being... I won't tell you the answer. Circle the answer you think is right. Circle the answer you think means soak up. Question 5. Why do roots grow above the ground in the rainforest? Complete the sentence. This is our second to last question. We only have question 5 and question 6. You're really close to being done and you're doing awesome. Complete the sentence. Roots above the ground can get food before blank moves it away. The soil, a forest, or the rain. So what's going to move the food away? It's talking about, what is it asking about? The roots getting food. So let's go look for roots. Roots. Ooh, look at that picture. It has all the roots. I wonder if it's in this. On this page. Let's read. Roots. Where does it say roots? See right here and right here. Let's start with the first one. In a rainforest, roots peek out of the dirt. Did we find our answer? Let's keep reading. Some roots even stay above the ground. Why? Did we find out why? What gets washed, or what washes the food away? So are we done? No, we have to wet. Keep reading. Roots stay on or near the top because the food is there. Dead plants and bugs wash away before they can sink into the soil. Okay, so what washes away the bugs and plants? Soil, the forest, or the rain? Think about what washes away. When you look in the street and something's washing away the leaves, what is washing away the leaves? Is it soil, the forest, or the rain? Circle your answer. Last question. We're there, you guys. How do roots on top help a plant survive in the rain? A, they get food deep in the soil. B, they wash away with the rain. Or C, they absorb food on the ground. What are we asking about? The roots on top. So let's go find the roots on top. Here's roots top. Let's go back to that same page we were just on with the picture with all the roots on top. Let's see if we can find our answer. We stopped reading at soil this word, so let's keep reading after that. Roots need to stay on top of the soil to absorb this food. So why do roots stay on top? To absorb the food. So which one? How do roots on top help a plant survive in the rain? They get food deep in the soil, they wash away with the rain, or they absorb food on the ground. Circle your answer. Now, whoever you live with, your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, whoever you live with, they can go on the distance learning platform and they can find the answer key. And they can tell you, they can look at your answers and give you a check mark, or they can circle it if you need to go back and fix your mistake. Now, let's think about some ways that if they circle your question because you got it wrong, show me some ways that you could act if you were upset about that. Ugh. Okay, what is a better way to act? I can try again. Yeah, that's a way better way to act, because does your brain get smart when you just give up? No. How does your brain get smart? It gets smart when you fix your mistakes. So if whoever's checking your work, if they circle it because you made a mistake, I want you to go back and fix it and make that brain smart. Keep making those strong connections even though we're not in school. I need you to be making those strong connections at home so your brain's still getting strong.